Welcome to Guiding Light and You channel. Chosen One, you were told to watch this alone for a reason. Chosen One, stop everything right now. Stop scrolling, stop the multitasking, stop splitting your attention between this and anything else. If you are around people, this is not for them. If there is noise in the background, silence it. If your mind is busy planning what is next, put that aside, because God just interrupted your entire day to say something that cannot be heard in pieces. This message was not meant to be background noise. This was meant to be received alone, in stillness, with nothing competing for your attention. And if you cannot do that right now, bookmark this and come back when you can, because what is about to be spoken requires your full presence, not your partial attention. Take a breath, a real one. Notice how your chest feels tighter than it should. Notice how your mind has been louder than usual. Notice how your spirit has felt crowded even when you were physically alone. That is not random. That is not stress. That is spiritual activity. And God pulled you here away from everything and everyone to tell you what is really happening and why you need to stay quiet just a little while longer. Let me start with this. The reason God said to watch this alone is because what he is about to reveal cannot survive being filtered through other people's opinions, questions, or energy. Some truths are so personal, so precisely timed, so specifically assigned to you, that letting anyone else into the room while you receive them would dilute their power. This is one of those moments. This is one of those messages. This is one of those divine interruptions that only makes sense to the person it was sent for. Everyone else would hear words, but you are about to hear confirmation. You have been feeling isolated lately, haven't you? Not just physically alone, but emotionally distant, spiritually separated, like you are standing in rooms full of people, but feeling completely disconnected from all of them. Like conversations happen around you, but nothing lands. Like you're present in body, but your spirit is somewhere else entirely. And you have been wondering what is wrong. You have been questioning whether you are depressing yourself into isolation, whether you are becoming antisocial, whether you are pushing people away. But Chosen One, what if none of that is true? What if what you are experiencing isn't isolation at all, but insulation? God has been wrapping you in a spiritual cocoon. He has been pulling you away from noise, drama, opinions, expectations, and even well-meaning voices that would interfere with what he is doing inside you right now. Because you are in formation. You are being reshaped. You are being recalibrated. You are being upgraded at a level so deep that it cannot happen in public. It cannot happen in conversations. It cannot happen while you are trying to explain yourself to people who wouldn't understand even if you had the words. So God removed the audience. He cleared the room. He silenced the voices, not to punish you with loneliness, but to protect you during transition. Now let me tell you why this protection was necessary. Someone has been testing you. Maybe multiple people. Not obviously, not aggressively, but subtly, strategically. They have been saying things that poke at old wounds, bringing up topics they know trigger you, asking questions that feel innocent but land heavy, making comments that seem harmless but leave you unsettled. And the worst part is, you can't quite call it out, because on the surface it looks fine. But your spirit knows. Your discernment picks up what your logic cannot prove. And you have been feeling crazy for being bothered by things that technically weren't attacks, but they were. They absolutely were. Just because someone smiles while they stab doesn't mean the knife isn't real. Just because someone uses soft words doesn't mean the intention isn't sharp. Just because someone acts concerned doesn't mean they are not testing to see if you will react, defend, explain, or break. And God saw it. God felt it. God said, enough. That is why he pulled you here. That is why he separated you. That is why he is telling you to stay quiet just a little while longer. Because if you respond now, if you defend now, if you explain now, you will give access to people who no longer have clearance to your next season. Let me say that again because it is critical. Not everyone who had access to your last season gets access to your next one. Not everyone who knew the old you gets to know the new you. Not everyone who walked with you through the valley gets to walk with you to the mountain. And that is not cruel, that is not cold, that is wisdom, that is boundary, that is protection, because the version of you that God is unveiling cannot coexist with people who are still trying to relate to the version He already buried. You have been noticing something lately. Your tolerance for certain things has completely disappeared. Conversations that used to be fine now feel draining. People you used to enjoy now feel exhausting. Environments you used to navigate easily now feel suffocating. Drama that used to pull you in now repels you instantly. And you have been wondering if maybe you are being too sensitive, too harsh, too judgmental. But what if you are not? What if your spirit simply graduated to a frequency that dysfunction, fakeness, and chaos no longer resonate? What if God adjusted your spiritual antenna so you cannot tolerate what used to feel normal, because normal was never supposed to be your permanent address? Here's what is really happening. God is teaching you a new language, the language of discernment, the language of silence, the language of boundaries without explanation, the language of walking away without closure, the language of trusting what you feel even when you cannot prove what you know. And that language, chosen one, that is where you are right now. You are in the gap, the in-between, the transition zone, and it's uncomfortable because nothing is clear yet. You are not who you used to be, but you are not fully who you are becoming either. You are shedding old skin, but the new skin hasn't fully formed. You are leaving familiar territory, but you haven't arrived at the new land yet. And this space feels vulnerable, exposed, uncertain. But it is also sacred. It is also necessary. It is also where transformation happens. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by staying uncomfortable. It becomes a butterfly by surrendering to a process that looks like death but leads to flight. Let me tell you what the enemy has been trying to do. He knows you are in transition. He knows you are being shifted. He knows God is repositioning you for something bigger, something deeper, something that will impact more people than your last season did. And he cannot stop what God already ordained. He cannot cancel what God already decreed. He cannot block what God already released. But what he can do is distract you, provoke you, drain you, confuse you, get you to react emotionally instead of respond strategically, get you to defend yourself instead of trust God's defense, get you to explain yourself instead of let your life be the explanation. So he has been sending test after test, conversation after conversation, situation after situation, all designed to pull you out of stillness and back into reaction, all designed to make you prove yourself instead of rest in God's approval, all designed to get you talking when God told you to be quiet. And if he can get you to break your silence prematurely, if he can get you to step out of alignment even for a moment, he delays what is coming. He doesn't cancel it, but he delays it. And delay is his only weapon right now. That is why God is being so firm with you about staying quiet. That is why he keeps redirecting you back to stillness every time you feel the urge to speak. Because your silence right now is not weakness. Your silence is warfare. Every day you don't react is a day the enemy's plan fails. Every conversation you don't engage is a trap you don't fall into. Every explanation you don't give is energy you don't waste. Your stillness is not passive. Your stillness is powerful. Your stillness is obedience. And obedience always, always, always positions you for breakthrough. Now let me address the guilt you have been feeling, because I know it's there. You feel guilty for pulling away from people. You feel guilty for not being as available as you used to be. You feel guilty for not explaining why you have changed. You feel guilty for not defending yourself when people misunderstand you. You feel guilty for protecting your energy when that means disappointing people who expect access to you. And that guilt sits heavy on your chest. It makes you question whether you are being selfish, cold, distant, or unkind. But chosen one, listen to me. Boundaries are not betrayal. Distance is not rejection. Silence is not cruelty. Protection is not punishment. And you are not responsible for managing other people's feelings about your obedience to God. You are not responsible for making people comfortable with your growth. You are not responsible for explaining spiritual shifts to people who are still living in the flesh. Your responsibility is to God first. Your responsibility is to your assignment. Your responsibility is to protect what God is building in you, even if that means disappointing people who expected you to stay the same. Let me tell you what is about to happen. Very soon. The fog is going to lift. The confusion is going to clear. The silence is going to break. And when it does, everything that has been hidden is going to be revealed. God is about to expose motives you couldn't see, intentions you couldn't prove, resistance you couldn't name, jealousy that wore a smile, manipulation that spoke softly, control that acted concerned. All of it is about to come to light. Not because you forced it, not because you confronted it.
What I'm about to speak over your life is urgent. Not tomorrow, not when you have time, right now. And if you are hearing this message, don't brush it off as another random video you happen to click. You were not here by accident. Heaven has a way of placing the right word in front of the right person at the exact moment it is needed. There is something powerful unfolding in your life, and the next stretch of days carries unusual spiritual weight for you and for the people connected to you. God is calling you to get ready. This isn't only about you. This is a family matter. This is about what God is preparing to do in your household, in your bloodline, in the people you love, and even in the ones who don't fully understand you. The prayers you have prayed in silence, the hopes you have carried with tired hands, the promises you have waited on while everything around you looked unchanged, they are not floating somewhere in the distance anymore. They are moving. They are drawing near. They are stepping out of someday and into your real life. But here is the key. You must be aligned for what God is releasing. There is a shift coming. Not a small adjustment, not a gentle breeze, a real turning of the tide. God is about to bring change that will rearrange what you thought was fixed. You are not just about to think differently, you are about to live differently. The transformation approaching you has spiritual force behind it, and when it begins to unfold, it will accelerate faster than your mind can calculate. Things that felt stuck will begin to loosen. Doors you stopped knocking on will open unexpectedly. Paths you didn't see will become clear, and you will not have time to get ready later. You will need to be ready when it arrives. That is why I'm speaking with urgency, because this moment requires action, not just agreement. Before we go deeper, do something simple and intentional. Pause right now. Press like as a seed of faith. Subscribe to this channel so more chosen ones can find this message, and comment the number 99 as your declaration of readiness. Let it be a marker of agreement, a point of contact, a way of saying, I am present, I am listening, I am ready. And then come back with your full attention, because if you are truly one of the chosen, you will not leave this message halfway. You will stay until the end because your spirit recognizes when God is speaking directly to you. Listen closely. Your inner man already knows something in you is nodding, even if your circumstances haven't changed yet. That is not imagination. That is discernment. And if you receive what God is saying, your life will not remain the same. The coming days are crucial. Chosen ones, stay ready. Gather your household in faith. Prepare your heart. Align your steps with what God is about to do. The time for delay is over. The time to respond has arrived. There is a divine movement on the horizon, and it is not limited to one person. It is designed to touch your entire family. These days ahead are not empty calendar pages. They are the foundation stones of something extraordinary. You were placed in your family for a reason. You didn't just inherit a last name. You inherited an assignment. And now the season has arrived for that purpose to begin showing itself. It doesn't matter where you are right now. You may feel close to your loved ones, or you may feel distant, misunderstood, even separated by geography or by history. God is still calling you to prepare for what is coming. A spiritual awakening is approaching your household, and you must be ready to lead with wisdom and faith. This message isn't only about personal elevation, it is about legacy. It is about a family rising together. Scripture says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths." Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. God is about to straighten what has felt crooked, and he will do it in a way that points unmistakably back to him. God is orchestrating something beautiful, even if your present moment still looks messy. And you need to know this. You are not a side character in this story. You are a key piece in what God is building. It is time to prepare yourself, and it is time to share what you are hearing with your family, because they are about to experience a shift too. Some of them will not understand at first. Some will roll their eyes. Some will question your motives. But you are not responsible for their immediate agreement. You are responsible for your obedience. God's plan will unfold in a way that leaves them stunned. And when it happens, the very ones who doubted will have to admit that something greater has been guiding you. Now more than ever, step into your purpose. Don't shrink back because fear tries to intimidate you. Don't hesitate because doubt tries to delay you. You have been prepared for this. Scripture says, "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." 2 Timothy 1:7. That means fear is not your rightful ruler. You were built to stand, built to speak, built to move. When heaven says move, the days ahead will matter, not only for your personal growth, but for your family's elevation. Hold fast to what God has shown you. His plan is greater than anything you could have imagined, and his ability is not limited by what you can currently see. Time is moving, and divine timing is converging. The coming days are loaded with potential and opportunity. These are the kind of days where God's favor falls in ways that cannot be explained by strategy alone. This is a season to stay spiritually alert, to remain grounded, and to keep your heart steady. Scripture gives this instruction: "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God will guard your hearts and your minds." Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 and 7. Peace is not passive. Peace is protection, and God is about to guard you while he guides you. Every prayer you have prayed has been counted. Every step you took in faith, even when you were tired, has been recorded. And now the shift is near. God is preparing to bless your family in multiple areas: health, provision, peace, love, open doors, restored relationships, and steady success. Not because you earned it by perfection, because God is faithful to his word. Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. Hebrews 10:23. If God promised it, it is not dead, it is not canceled, it is not forgotten, it is on the way. Your family, no matter what their current condition, is about to experience change that will leave people in awe. Some of them are thriving, some of them are struggling, some of them are smiling in public but silently breaking in private. God sees every layer, and what he is sending is not just a single blessing for one person, it's a collective visitation, a household shift, a family elevation. The ones who doubted will soon witness God's hand moving in ways they never imagined. The ones who criticized will go quiet. The ones who dismissed you will start watching closely, because what God is about to do will be undeniable. So it's time to gather your family in whatever way you can. Maybe it's a conversation, maybe it's a message, maybe it's prayer over the phone, maybe it's simply speaking life over them when they aren't even aware you were doing it. But begin to position your household. God is revealing that a collective blessing is coming, and preparation matters. Some family members may be skeptical. Some may not understand the depth of what is happening. That's okay. Your role is to stand in the gap with love and faith. Here is what preparation looks like practically. Write down 3 promises you believe God is making to your household. Be specific. Is it healing? Is it provision? Is it restoration of broken relationships? Write it down and pray over it daily. Choose one family member to pray for specifically each morning, not a generic prayer, but a targeted prayer that speaks to their unique situation. If they are struggling with fear, pray peace over them. If they are facing financial pressure, pray provision. If they are battling doubt, pray faith. Set aside 15 minutes daily for family prayer. If your family is scattered, pray for them at the same time each day. Let your prayers be the invisible thread that binds you together in the Spirit. Write a blessing over each family member, even the difficult ones, even the prodigal ones, even the ones who have hurt you. Speak their destiny, not their history. These are not religious rituals. These are acts of alignment. You are positioning yourself and your family to receive what God is releasing. When you pray, pray with expectation. Don't just recite words, speak with authority. You are not begging God, you are agreeing with what He already promised. When you speak blessings, know that your words carry weight. You are not just being nice, you are prophesying. You are calling things that are not as though they were. And when the manifestation begins, you will be ready. You will not be caught off guard. You will not be unprepared. Your family will need you to be steady when the wind